Okay, that's so cool seeing him go from all the way to the top, all the way down to the bottom with that path. Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Super Mario Galaxy. At the end of the last episode, we finished collecting all of the hidden stars, and of course we gathered all the green power stars. So it is now time to put those green power stars to use. If you are truly the one who can save the universe, you will pass all of the trials. The trial galaxy merely reflect your own abilities. You may find great joy or great disappointment. So we have some green Lumos here. The doorway to the trial galaxy has been sealed. May the light of the cosmos be with you. So yes, so it is now time to take this green launch star now that we have gathered all 3 green power stars, and it'll launch us to a new planet over here. Want to go to the Rolling Gizmo Galaxy? Yes, so we now have 3 more galaxies yet to explore. So 3 more power stars stand between us and our search for our special one. So it's time to get started with Rolling Gizmo Galaxy, and we are going to do Gizmo's Gears and Gadgets. As you can see, we have another rolling ball course. This is actually I believe the 3rd time we've done this in the game. We had one similar all the way back in Rolling Green Galaxy where we had our first rolling ball mission, and I believe we had a mission like this at Melty Molten as well. Now it is time for the final one, and this one's a lot more intense. Hey there, I'm Billboard. Wait, we met before? So basically Billboard's going to tell us all the things we already knows, but now it is time to head off on the course. So as you can see, it's a lot more difficult this time. You have a lot less space to work with and a lot more enemies in your way. Goombas are pretty easy to knock down with the ball or just simply avoid them, so they're not really too big of a problem. The problem is hitting all of these different objects and blocks, and you have to kind of have a nice some nice speed before you get there, because otherwise you will not be able to destroy the objects in your way. Tons of coins right here, but as we go down here, we'll go ahead and do our little rolling thing off that thing there, and we have more Goombas and more obstacles, of course. So now we have moving platforms. So I don't think we've actually seen this challenge in one of the previous rolling ball missions. So this adds a little bit of spice to the table. So now we are simply maneuvering over all of these lovely spinning gears, moving platforms, a big old block that's going to shove us right off if we don't get over this in time. I think we can do it. Oh, okay, all right. I thought I was donezo there, but we got it. But this is the hardest part of them all, and this is the most annoying part of the entire thing. We have the bombs. If those things go off, you might as well kiss your power star goodbye. You'll have to pretty much restart all over again, because those things can blast us all the way off the platform. But it looks like we made it past the bombs. I'm surprisingly doing really well. I don't want to curse myself or jinx myself by saying I'm doing really well here, but I feel like I'm doing pretty well here. As you can see, we have a nice trail of star bits. Don't really need those anymore, but we'll collect them anyways because they're there. More spinning gears. We have some dice right up ahead here. So kind of nice little visual, but they're going to get kind of in our way unless we blow right past them like this. And I did a little juggling there, but hey, I did it in one shot. I cannot believe I actually did this in one attempt. I don't think I've ever done this one in one attempt. I'm a little bit proud of myself, I have to say, but that is it. That is the first time trial power star done. 2 more to go. Nice little view of the windmill there. I love that background. Very nice. All right, so we go back down to the launch star, the green launch star. I love that one. I think that's probably my favorite one so far. We will talk to this green Luma over here. Want to go to the Bubble Blast Galaxy? Okay, then. He is now going to transform into another launch star, and we are heading over to Bubble Blast Galaxy for our next time trial mission. And it is the Electric Labyrinth. Such a cool name for a mission in this game. And now we have another new challenge that awaits us. As you can see, it gets even more intensified. So yes, so we are dealing with a lot more obstacles we are going to have to do here. And once we land, we have a series of, looks like 5 pipes. We have quite a bit to do here in order to get the power star. So I can see there's a bunch of lasers, but there are a bunch of star bits. I don't know why you would need them at this point in the game. I guess if you're doing the time trials before the extra stars or the Hungry Luma stars, you might as well grab them. But tons of them out there in the distance. But first things first, we're going to start off with this pipe right here at the top of this platform. That central area there. And now we are revisiting the bubble blowing mechanic. Yes, so if you had enough of the bubble blowing, it does not stop. This is probably one of the hardest missions in the game, one of the hardest galaxies, I would say, since it's a 1-star galaxy. Of course, all these trial galaxies are. As you can see, we are now collecting a series of star chips. So not only do we have to maneuver a bunch of death traps on the way to the next power star, we have to actually collect 5 different star chips, and they're all spread out in these 5 different locations. We have to basically take on a very interesting challenge in each different location that the pipe sends you. So now we're avoiding lasers, and we're doing more with the bubble. I think actually every part of this galaxy we're maneuvering through the bubble. So if you aren't good with the bubble blowing, I'm sorry, but this is where things are gonna get pretty crazy. So really just slow and steady wins the race is the best strategy to take in this mission, because of course if you go way too fast, there really isn't any reason to do so. You will of course, you know, bump into one of these lasers, you'll burst your bubble. You don't want to do that. It's tempting to go for that question mark coin, but I'm going to avoid it even though I just fell to my death. Very nice. Not. Alright, so now that we have traveled back over here after collecting the first star chip again, now we have star chip number 2 again. But this time, we are going to make our way back to the center area because we have 3 more star chips to get. And yeah, I guess the most annoying part of this mission is if you die, you have to do every single section of this place all over again. It doesn't even matter how many you collected. It doesn't matter if you had them all or you were one shy. If you burst your bubble, man, you have to restart this whole thing over again. So I can't tell you how many times I got frustrated and probably rage quit to this mission. But again, slow and steady. If you're cautious, if you're vigilant, it actually isn't as bad as it seems, believe it or not. But definitely, I would say this is probably one of the hardest missions in the game, and definitely one of the hardest galaxies. Now I want to go ahead and see if I can get to my pipe again. Now we have star chip number 3. I believe we have to slowly get over to this sling star. That'll sling us back over to the pipe, or actually the center area, even better. So that's nice. We don't have to even go through the pipe again. Pipe number 4, and we were taking on star chip piece number 4. So this is where things get crazy. As you can see, the electrical balls have returned. Those things have pretty much shown up in my nightmares ever since I've been doing this Let's Play. I mean, I honestly can say they have caused me to die more than anything in this game, I would probably say is safe to say now. But again, we take our time, watch our step, watch our bubble speed. We can do this. I have a lot of faith in myself. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I've done a lot better on these trial galaxies than I thought I would. For some reason, when I hit that record button, like, it's one thing to play through this game, because I played through these galaxies not too long ago before recording this. I didn't do that great. I had to pretty much retry all of them. I think I struggled actually in every single one of these, and now that I hit record, I was like kind of nervous that this wasn't going to go too well, and I was going to be sitting here and attempt after attempt, which I did, I guess, die once already. But honestly, other than that one death, I've done pretty well. I haven't died. The rolling gizmo one, I'm really shocked I got through that one pretty quick. But hey, you know, there's always time for growth and improvement of character, or in this case, I guess, gaming skills when it comes to Super Mario Galaxy or Super Mario 3D platformers. So I'm proud of myself nonetheless, and I'm good with it. So now that we have all the star chips, we have our launch star that is going to send us over to the next location. And we are doing more bubble blowing. So yes, so it is not done yet. And this is where things get a little bit more intimidating. So we have more spiky balls. We do not want to hit those, of course, or else we will have to start this this whole galaxy over again. We don't want to do that because we've come so far. And we have a nice gaping scenery of the gaping black hole right there in the distance, reminding us that death is just around the corner, and a nice bullet bill chasing us as well. So this is where things get kind of intimidating. Again, this one you kind of have to actually move faster, really. So I wouldn't say slow and steady wins the race on this one. Just making sure that bullet bill does not hit you is the key here. Luckily, or fortunately, these swinging little green platforms I don't believe they kill you, because I've already bumped into a couple of them already. It's mainly the lasers and of course the bullet bills you want to avoid here, and the spiky balls, because those things are essentially a window into death if you look at them long enough. So But anyways, enough of my nonsense. We're going to continue onwards. Arrows point this way, so we're going to just narrowly avoid death, even though this is like Satan's wet dream right here. I don't know why I said that. Why am I saying these things? I'm nervous. But there it is. The Power Star is ours. Can't believe I got through all that. And here we go. Moving right along. So it is now time to talk to this Green Luma for the final trial galaxy, and it is Loop-de-Swoop Galaxy. So yes, another knockoff of Loop-de-Loop Galaxy, one of the first one-star galaxies we ever took on. It is now time to take on its intensified version. So this is the galaxy's greatest wave. You ain't seen nothing yet. And of course we have Coach, the Penguin Coach. He's made a return, and the penguins are here once again. It's nice to see their smiley faces, but it is now time to put our ray surfing skills to the test, the ultimate test. This is the ultimate ray surfing mission. Don't forget how to control Ray. Yes, so it's very important. Let's talk to Coach. You again, back for more ray surfing. This course is a monster. You want to try it? Not really, but what other choice do we have? This is the last mission that stands in the way between us and greatness, so I say we take it on. So yeah, so the record, of course, or the best time again is 1 minute and 30 seconds. I believe that was the exact same record from Loop-de-Loop Galaxy, the first version of this mission. But now we essentially have the exact same mission, except you have a lot more of a thinner track. A lot more of a thinner track here, so you have a lot less, I guess, opportunity for screw-ups, I guess, is essentially the harder version of this. Of the 3 trial galaxies, this is probably the easiest, though, so if we got through the first 2, this one should be cake. This is a matter of, I will go as fast as possible until we get to a tight corner like around here, and then it's okay to kind of let off the gas and kind of make sure you maneuver your turns, do a little grinding, whatever you need to do. Get yourself as dead center as you can in this track. For the experts out there, go crazy. I'm sure there's people out there that can blast through this course in like less than 40 seconds, and they can show me up any day of the week, and that's fine. I personally want to stay on track with our nice little our record here of being able to complete these galaxies in a reasonable amount of time without dying as much, and I am eager to get to the center of the universe because our special one awaits. But now it is time to finish things off here. We finished with 1 minute and 21 seconds, about 8 or 9 seconds shy of the record. Nice. That is not an easy time to get in this course. It is time that we take our prize. But for a little extra thing, we can go over here, and as you can see, there's actually a sling star here. These guys are complimenting us. Man, they're just giving us all kinds of compliments. But if we sling ourselves through this coin, we get a lot of star bits. So yeah, so again, we don't really need these, but it's a nice little thing that they kind of add here. I believe you only get this if you beat the best time. As you can see, we just, nice little view of the galaxy too right here. You can see everything from up in this platform. But yeah, you beat the best time. You get to do this little extra thing where you essentially just kind of fly around the entire galaxy collecting a bunch of star bits. So it's really nice that they do this. That's the extra things. The little things for me is what makes me kind of put certain games on a pedestal over other games. This is a perfect example of one of those things that I enjoy. Just the extra little reward you get from completing a mission in a certain amount of time or completing certain objectives. It's so cool that they add that in. But now it is time to collect our prize, our gold medal. And this is the last Power Star before we take on the center of the universe. Let's go. So before we make our ascend to the center of the universe, let's go ahead and take a look at the Comet Observatory one last time. Fully lit up. We have completed every single galaxy on the Comet Observatory. There's only one location left to go. And let's actually stop and talk to some of our allies and our crew here. We have the Toad Brigade, of course, are doing their thing, just kind of living life large. Yellow Toad, snoozing it up, doing what he does best. Man, this guy is tired from doing nothing all day. Look at this guy. Bowser's weakness is, man, he was just awake for like 5 seconds. We could maybe find out how to destroy Bowser a lot easier. Yeah, man, I don't know how long he can sleep. Even the Lumas are like, dude, this is kind of overboard. Like, you need to contribute a little bit. I mean, the Lumas are doing more for us at this point. But anyways, if you talk to Luigi, woo, I am beat. Do I have to find the rest of the Patastars? Good luck searching for Patastars. Horrible Luigi accent, I know, but it's the best I can do for right now. But anyways, yeah, Luigi essentially is useless. We've saved him so many times. We're finally at the end. We are getting ready to travel to the center of the universe, and the guy is completely worthless. Imagine that, Luigi worthless in a game, Mario game. Would never have thought that. But anyways, we talked to Captain Toad. Time's up, Bowser. The fearsome leader of the Toad Brigade is coming for you. Oh, ouch. I think I feel a headache, or maybe I'm coming down with the flu. Go on without me. I'd only slow you down. It's time for you to take the fight to Bowser, Mario. So yeah, so Captain Toad is checking out, of course. So the Toad Brigade is not, they're kind of letting us down here. Observatory has power again. Bowser's hideout has been found. Mario, please save Princess Peach and the universe. So yes, at least Blue Toad is a little more encouraging. He's not really just saying, hey, you know what? I'm kind of sick. I suck. Do it yourself. He's just essentially giving us words of encouragement. But now it's time to talk to Rosalina. It's time. Do you want to go to the location of your special one at the center of the universe? You know what? As much as we've waited and put this off, I think it's finally time we do this. All right, then. Off we go. It is time. Things are about to get pretty epic. Wow. Like, Rosalina had a lot more power than we thought she did. We've kind of underestimated her. She's kind of still a mystery at this point. Wonder what else she's able to do. But yes, the Comet Observatory has officially been transformed into a spaceship, essentially, and now we can travel to the center of the universe. And there it is, Princess Peach's castle. There is a warp field inside the castle. Go, Mario, they are inside. Hurry. Even Rosalina's raising her voice at us, man. She's getting into the mood here. He is ready for us to take down Bowser, the evil Koopa King. As you can see, we have now formed a bridge to Peach's castle, and it is now time to save our special one. It is now finally time to take on Bowser's Galaxy Reactor, the fate of the universe. So this is it. This is the final mission of the game. The fate of the universe rests in our hands, or at least Mario's. Mama says this fight isn't just for us, so it's about saving the special one. Please be careful. Whatever you do, don't fail. Man, these guys are so encouraging. Yeah, the spotlights here have their own gravity. I'm pretty sure we've seen this before already. So what we're going to do is, of course, you want to stay in the spotlight. So the nice little circle that's lit up, of course, and it will keep your gravity essentially where you need to go. So what we need to do is walk on the side of these brick walls. And you want to be careful that you do not catch the wrong spotlight and it misses, or you get, essentially, if you essentially miss the spotlight, you will get sent flying in the abyss and into the dark hole. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you have a nice padded, very comfortable brick wall underneath you. And of course, we have some more obstacles here in our way, and this can kind of get challenging. But I really think for a final galaxy and a final mission, this is a pretty straightforward galaxy or enemy base for the most part. It's pretty easy to get through. A few obstacles in the way, but a lot of this we've kind of seen from previous galaxies, and this is actually something I like that they do here. As you see, these melted platforms, we've seen these from Melty Molten. Pretty much everything we're going to be seeing in this galaxy, obstacle-wise and platform-wise, we have seen from other galaxies. So they kind of mix them up, kind of throw them all together. Again, these platforms seen back in Melty Molten Galaxy, this little hot steamy things rising out of the ground there. And now, of course, we have the ice platforms making their return from Freeze Flame Galaxy. So we've seen these before. So again, nice little Nice little thing that they did here, kind of throwing in everything that we've seen all at once, giving us a nice little final taste of everything that we've taken on so far, all the challenges that we've made it through. And now we are on a sandy section of the galaxy, so we are doing some sandy platforming similar to Dusty Dune Galaxy. So we've seen this before. Of course, we don't want to fall into that sand because we're going to sink right in, and I think I'm screwed. All that pep talk, and it's all gone to waste. There it is. We're dead. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and try this again, and this time not fail epically. This is an epic moment. We cannot let it go to waste. We just can't. Here we go. Let's get our head in the game. Mario, let's do this. So yeah, so this is it. And again, for a final mission and a final location, again, I overall think it's nice. I think it should have been a little bit more challenging. But it looks so cool. I mean, again, we're seeing pretty much everything we've seen already. A nice little flame balls, planet spitting, you know, a bunch of fireballs out of it. We saw that again in Freeze Flame. Of course, the ice platforms, again, it's nice to see that. It would have been kind of cool, actually, if they had just included every single ability and transformation that we unlocked in the, or have in the game, to kind of like maybe have B Mario have a section where, you know, you're climbing on a honey wall and then switch to Ice Mario, allowing you to like maybe platform off some waterfalls. I think that would have been a nice thing to do. But again, I can't really hate on this game too much. It feels like I'm just kind of nitpicking the heck out of it. This is one of the best games of all time. And again, this galaxy it's still amazing. This final area is still really cool looking. Now we have these, essentially these platforms that only appear once we get close to them. We've seen that, you know, way back in one of the first missions of the game. I think it was like Space Junk Galaxy. So again, a lot of recurring themes. And of course, now we have the shifting gravity function where we're going to be, you know, moving from top to bottom and shifting gravity. I love that they have brought all this back, but again, having a little bit more would have been nice, having every different transformation. But now it is time to take on this section. We have some bullet bills here kind of in our way, and of course we have more thwomps. And this part kind of gets, this is probably my favorite part of the galaxy, where you're kind of rotating around this big giant like cylinder of flame, I guess, and you have all these enemies and all these platforms and obstacles that you have to essentially navigate over. But I love how you're essentially just rotating around the whole thing. Like you have these platforms even that are, man, that's a giant bullet bill right there. Those are referred to as the bomber bills. But you have all these platforms that you're maneuvering on and navigating on, and you're essentially just rotating around this big, you know, flame-filled cylinder thing, this tube that we're in. So this is kind of cool, and probably my favorite part of this galaxy. And of course, we have some Bowser statues right here to remind us that this is the final area. This is the epic showdown we're about to have with the Koopa King himself. Tons of bullet bills in here, man. They really are. Bowser is really trying to keep us out. Yeah, I think this part is probably the most defensive part right here, because this is essentially towards the end. But now we're going to take the launch star right over here. And what do we have here? The menace himself, Bowser Jr. Looking for Princess Peach. Too bad, because she's with me. There she is. Right there in our sights. We cannot let them get away with this. There is the Koopa King, and the evil Koopa King himself. He is but merely just a few feet away from us. Of course, typical Bowser style in Super Mario Galaxy, it is time for him to throw his little meteors at us, but it's not going to work. We don't really need that extra life shroom. I'm not too worried about this fight, but here it is. This is it, the final showdown. Mario v Bowser. Finally. You got here just in time to see the creation of my galaxy in the center of the universe. Watch and weep. Very intimidating. From this galaxy, I'll rule a great galactic empire with Peach by my side. It will last forever. I will rule every pitiful corner. So Mario, as you can see, I got big plans, and stopping you is at the top of my list. I don't think it's going to go the way you think it is, you evil Koopa King. So here it is, the final fight with Bowser. So this fight has, I believe, 3 different phases. This first phase is something we've kind of seen already, except he switches it up a little bit. So he's going to do that little seismic wave attack where he essentially stomps on the ground, and you have those waves you have to essentially jump and avoid. He'll throw about 3 of them at you, and then once he's done with that, he's going to roll in this little boulder. Once his head is facing Mario, you can spin attack him and it'll knock him out. And then of course he will do his little rolling thing again, spin attack him once again, and then you will do the same thing again the next round, except I believe you have to hit him 3 times. The boulder, yeah, the boulder timing is a little bit jarring, because right after the last little wave here you have to avoid, he pretty much comes right at you, and you pretty much have to be it has to be at the right timing essentially. But now we've hit him 3 times. We're going to move over to this planet over here. So this is phase 2 of the fight. So this is going to be a little bit more challenging. He's going to spit out his little fireballs at you, and this time he's going to roll, but he's going to be inside of his spiked Koopa shell. So what we want to do, of course, is hit those melons at him when he is rolling near you. That'll knock him out of his Koopa shell, and then of course you want to spin attack him again when he's spinning, just like before. Again, I've already taken a little bit of damage. This fight's really kind of a joke. I'm making it look a little bit more complicated than it is, because that's just something I do. But yeah, essentially you just want to focus on the timing of your spin attacks when you're hitting those melons. And you want to make sure that he is essentially rolling right in front of it before you hit it. You want to get it a little bit early, but also not too late. Now we've hit him 3 times again. And it's now time to take things to a new location. Now we are on the sun, I think. Or close to it, at least. Man, I don't know how we are not just burning up on this thing. Like, you think, I mean, especially with like the galaxies we've seen, like freeze flame and melty molten, where the temperature has to be just like incredibly like hot or incredibly cold. Like this has to be like Bowser and Mario just have to have some sort of like supernatural DNA or something. Like there's no way these guys would be even able to like stand on this thing without burning up to smithereens. Like their whole bodies would be like blasted, and I don't even know, that's going kind of dark. But anyways, I'm too logical with things. But now we are getting down to the wire here. So Bowser's gonna spit out a bunch of fireballs once you get him down to like low health. He's just a couple hits away and he's pretty much done. But luckily they gave you some health regeneration with the coins that are in these crystals. He's gonna go full speed down. This is where the fight actually can get pretty challenging. So he's gonna go full speed. The fireballs are really the part that really gets in the way the most. His spike ball move, a little rolling ball move there, is pretty easy to avoid. You just want to, of course, you know, have your timing down, and of course just pay attention to where he is. But of course, like the first fight we had with him, we want to get him to hit those blue things, and then of course his tail is going to light on fire, allowing us to get him when he's vulnerable. And that is it. The evil Koopa King has been destroyed. Mario saves the day. Now it's Bowser's turn to fall down into the abyss. And again, logic would say that he would not live through that, but again, I guess he's the evil Koopa King. He breathes fire, so he would pretty much be invulnerable to all of that. And there it is, the final grand star of the game. Here it is, the moment we've all been waiting for. Or at least I have, because I love this game so much. Look at this. One last little view of the flame ball we just epically took Bowser down in. Alright, so we get one last view around this little area. You can see the sky gaping through that hole there, but now it is time to take the star, the last grand star of the game. It is ours. Uh-oh. Princess Peach! She's in danger. Man, this is so epic. I remember watching this when I was like younger, when I first played through this game and beat it the first time. I was just thinking how cool this part was. Just how amazing this game looks like. I mean, come on. So epic. I love it. With the Grand Star by our side. And it looks like Bowser's Galaxy has been destroyed officially. And he survives. The evil Koopa King lives. Okay, that was cringy. He's staggering. He's stumbling. He's mumbling. He's alive. And he doesn't look happy. No, my galaxy, my empire. This can't be happening. Sorry to break this to you, Bowser, but it is. You have officially been served. Oh no. Well, this was unexpected. Everything's falling apart. Or is it? Luma. The first one we ever encountered in the game. Such a magical moment here. I love this ending. One of the coolest endings to any, not only Mario game, but any game of all time in my opinion, and I will die on that hill. What kind of sorcery is this? Rosalina? She's a monster, after all. Just kidding, she's not. Do you hear the baby stars? These newborns will grow up to become galaxies someday. When stars die, they turn to stardust and scatter across the cosmos. Eventually, that stardust reforms to create a new star, and so the cycle of life continues. But the cycle never repeats itself in quite the same way. Interesting. So, you'll see. Such a woman with very few words, but she's so mysterious and just kind of epic in her own way. Like you have to give her that. And it looks like we've returned back to land, back to Earth at the Mushroom Kingdom. Has peace finally came to the Mushroom Kingdom? Nice little orca whale, whatever the heck that thing was. I think that was Guppy actually down there. Beautiful birds flying around. Can this be the happy ending that Mario deserves after all? I love how the Bowser Jr. is just right there with all the enemies. Is this peace at last? Toads are having the time of their life. The Cheeps are swimming. Wait a minute. Bowser. This is awkward. Yes, all new life carries the essence of stars, even all of you.
Welcome! Welcome, new galaxy!
And that is Super Mario Galaxy. Man, what a gem of a game right here. This was a game that I, of course, grew up with, but was probably one of my favorite games of all time. I would have to say this is definitely one of the best games I've ever played and have ever seen. It's so well designed. There's so many interesting new characters, so many awesome boss fights, so many different new functions that they added to 3D Mario platforming that if we thought we never saw back in Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, we definitely got it here. This game really brought a lot of new enhancements and a whole new look for the Mario 3D platforming series. So many new transformations and abilities that were introduced, some of the recurring ones we've seen before. And again, a lot of the enemies are classic Mario enemies, but it was nice to see some variations on some of the enemies like the Goombas. And I have to say, of course, the soundtrack for this game, amazing. I have to say the soundtrack and the music of this game, one of the best of any Mario game I've ever heard, and it is just phenomenal. And I have to say, this game has a lot of replay value, and I would go back and play this game any day of the week. This was actually a game I was always wanting to Let's Play for a while when I finally decided to start this channel up. And I had done Let's Plays in the past and never got to this game, so it's very nice to kind of see this come to fruition. But yeah, this was a very fun game to play. Probably one of my most enjoyable times doing a Let's Play and actually playing a game and recording it. But yeah, this game really brought it for me, and it does actually have a sequel. There is a Super Mario Galaxy 2, of course, many people know this. I will consider doing that game as well in the future, but I want to have a lot more variation to my channel. But it wouldn't be something I would pass up in any shape or form. But yeah, that is it for Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you all enjoyed, anyone watching this Let's Play or has been watching this Let's Play over the course of however long it's been. I have to say that there is a whole nother mechanic of the game that I haven't even done yet, and I never went through, which are the comets. So the comets is essentially extra Power Star missions that you are essentially given the choice to complete on your own if you want to. This being the end of the main story, I wanted to kind of get through all of the main, of course, the main missions and the main story Power Stars done. Of course, all of the hidden stars, the green Power Stars, all of that I wanted to show as well. The comets is something, I may go back and do it, I may not. That's something I'll have to decide on my own. But for now, this is the end of Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you all enjoyed. And with that, I hope to see you next time on my next project.
Thank you so much for playing my game.